What were the matchups that changed?
They're all the ones that have little red things on them.
Two people bet the Pillows for winning against the Frogs. Oh, three?
No, not one.
It's the cover. Hey, welcome in everybody.
Oh,
Dirty Slam podcast. We're back. We're rocking and rolling. I'm getting my chat up just in case the bods are back in the chat. We got three guests today. Our other host, Ryan, he's got personal matters he's got to attend to. You know, good for him. He recently got engaged. Shout out to Ryan. Shout out to his fiance. They're full adults now. That's crazy to think about. Go ahead and introduce yourselves, gentlemen. We'll start with whoever wants to go first.
Hi, I'm Peyton Sal, and my team is the Swines.
Jacob Giller, general manager of the Pillows.
Last but not least, I'm Jack Mitchell, owner of the Screaming Turtles, top of the division.
Okay, give me just 1 second to copy this link in because nobody's watching this yet. But we'll just sit here. You don't want to talk about anything for a second? I just gotta.
Dude, am I like tripping? Like, is my laptop messed up, or do I see two people that took the overs on the Weenie Wolves against the Bods?
Let me see. Let me just go ahead and pull it up. I sent the link in the chat. I'm gonna go ahead and start sharing my screen here because I wanna look at something. We got Peyton Sal, owner of the Swines here. Jack Mitchell, owner of the Turtles. What's with y'all being 9th and 12th in overall betting? Like, y'all suck.
Can I start?
Dude.
Yeah, go ahead.
I don't know what I'm doing. When I do bet, I don't know what I'm doing. So I either copy my roommate here or just kind of guess. So that's my defense. Jack probably just knows what he's doing and is bad. So, I mean, me excused, Jack unexcused. Probably should pick up a couple losses, in my opinion. But I won't go there.
Well, Jack, man, if you just get your freaking parlays right, you'd be like 5th overall. You're horrible.
I'm so confident in my parlays, and then I also never do the unders. I'm always like, oh, it's gonna be over. And then the unders get me.
All right, and Gilla, man, what are you thinking? You're 1st overall, but look at you here. You're 15 behind Andrew. What's going on with you? You falling off? You started hot, now you're sucking too.
Yeah, I don't know what's been happening. I think I'm thinking too much about it, and looking at last week's scoring when I do the bets, and that's getting in my head, and I just gotta stop thinking.
Yeah,
That's what they're doing. Yep.
I'd be up there with you. I mean, if I didn't go for that stupid spread king, the Bods told me they would cover, and they didn't. They screwed me, man. Bods under is what he tells me every week, but it only ever works when I don't do it. All right, so we're just gonna freaking get into this thing. For everybody who's here who wants to or has already put in their stuff, well, that's you two, Andrew, Garrett, Reed, Chris. I updated 3 matchups: Mafiosos, Turtles, and Bods. They went from 30 and Mafiosos 38 now. Screaming Turtles went up 16 to 50, and the Bods went up 3. So just a little for the Bods, but I already see some Weenie love in the chat here. 40 points.
Oh, yeah.
That could happen. Weenie's sneaky 100 points a week, so that means the Bods got to pull out, show up for the city. But Amari Cooper might not play. We'll get into that later. Anyways, who wants to just take a crack at this? Any matchup that you're looking at in particular, like, oh, this is guaranteed. I'm hitting this every day of the week. Jack, you said you're slamming the Turtles. I don't know if that's going to change. Peyton, you're slamming the Turtles also. Jacob,
That's a violent act.
You're slamming the Pillows. What's going on in your mind now that the Turtles have a 50, the highest spread ever by more than 10 points, I think. The highest spread ever. What are you thinking now that it's 50 points?
I'm still not worried about hitting the over on 50 because look at Chafin's team, and then I count 6 questionables on his starting lineup,
Yep.
and that's with Calvin Ridley out. He's out of the lineup now. It's just it's brutal, but at least he's gonna have a very early draft pick. I mean, he'll be able to rebuild and maybe go for the playoffs next year. It'll be good for him.
What are you thinking, Peyton? Similar stuff? Other stuff? You just think it's a moxie question, or what are you thinking?
Me personally, I thought the slam was just who you think's going to win the most. But now that I understand that it's the over, it doesn't change anything. I still think Jack's going to blow this guy out.
Okay, good to know. I'll give a little insight, and then you can go, Jacob. Well, let me look what you put. Where's the freaking matchup at? Am I tripping? Oh, you put Turtles too.
Yeah,
Well, hell, I thought I might change my answer, but no, I'm not going to change my answer because going back over here to sleeper, Dalvin Cook's in the lineup, Zeke's in the lineup, all these players, every single player's in the lineup. Cordell Patterson is about to get 32 targets this week. He might catch the ball 30 times. Jack starting Hollywood Brown, who's been significantly better this year. I mean, 16, 22, 17. He could have caught like 3 touchdowns last week on deep balls, but he kind of dropped them a little. But hey, he can get better at that. And Christian McCaffrey might be back against Philadelphia, who allows like 1,000 yards rushing every week. So if he's back, Jack might go for 190 points. Keep an eye out on that. 50 points is kind of crazy. What are you thinking, Jacob? Similar stuff, other stuff? You going against the grain, with the grain? Everybody always chooses the Turtles.
Yeah, I'm pretty heavy on the Turtles this week. I don't know anything about Chafin's team. I just know that I get a text every day that's him just complaining about how his team's getting screwed.
Awful, yeah.
So solely because of that, I'm on the Turtles this week.
All right. Well, first time ever doing this. What's your line, Gilla, that you would be, I am concerned that Jack couldn't cover, and I will put the spread at that.
100.
Well,
60?
I'm saying 60.
I was just looking at it, and I was getting a little iffy on betting 50.
Okay. So maybe we keep it at 50.
That is high.
I think 60.
Because you gotta look at the line here too. Under. Most people are hitting the under on 220 here. Well, actually, no, that are on 240 that had been previously done. I lowered that to 220. So that's the implication that Jack's gonna score 130 and Ryan's gotta score like 80, you know? So I guess the question is, do you think Ryan's team is going over 80, 85 points this week?
I don't think so.
Okay.
No.
All right. Well, we'll keep it at 50. We'll monitor this throughout the conversation of the day. We might just raise that up and just so we can go for it, you know, because Jack, we talked about it in the chat. Jack has never not been the favorite. He's always a favorite. 12 out of 12. He's got 67% cover rate, second highest in the league. He is strong as a favorite, and I think that's because the lines makers are scared to give him a high one. So we're gonna put this at 55 for now.
Ooh.
We'll put this at 55 and we'll come back around. We'll come back around on it and see how we're feeling. Anyways,
I like it.
We'll start at the top. Or I guess I was asking if anybody else wanted to, but we'll just go ahead and start at the top and go through each matchup. Mafiosos versus Pubes, 38.5, 220. This is just your run-of-the-mill powerhouse versus I don't know what position he is anymore. He used to be the 5th best team in the league. I mean, he's still atop his division somehow. Their division is ass. Anyways, Mafiosos versus Primetime Pubes. I got the thing up. 38.5. That's basically 40 points. Are you seeing it? Do you think the Mafiosos cover here? And if so, who do you think's a big performing factor in this game? Let's start with you, Pillas, Jacob.
Yeah, I think the Mafiosos get it done. I think I mean, it's going to be a tough game against the Chiefs or the Bills for the Chiefs, but I think that game will probably turn into a shootout, and because of that, with those 3 Chiefs players that Mafiosos have, they'll be able to get it done.
Now, Peyton, we'll go to you next because I saw you switch to a sweet background, so I want the people to see that.
Thanks. Yeah, had my media team just throw that back there. It's actually real.
Oh.
Yeah. Let me reevaluate here. I really like the fact that you have Patrick Mahomes on your team, and I think he's really good. And I think that Yeen has Devin Singletary, who I hate because he takes Zach Moss's snaps. So I'm gonna slam the Mafiosos. Yeah.
Damn, we might need to raise this.
I think
one
you
up
should
too.
start or give me Justin Herbert for very little capital. Other than that, yeah, very good.
All right, Jack, what are you thinking? You think you're pretty confident that's Mafiosos as well?
I think the Mafiosos are definitely going to get the dub. My thing is, I don't know if they cover, especially if we raise it, because the Pubes know how to cover. They barely covered by 0.8 against the Turtles, I believe. Right?
Yeah, they're 2 in a row now on coverage, or the last 2 weeks.
They're solid against the spread every time. So I really don't know. I always slam the over typically, but I'm hitting the under here for Mafiosos, especially if we raise the bar a little bit, which we might as well.
You got to look at the matchups on the Mafioso side, and it's can they perform? Again, we got Buffalo Bills, Baltimore defense in Baltimore, tough Monday night. They're primetime players. New Orleans I'm sure they got somebody. I hate New Orleans, so they probably always have somebody to ruin my day. Philly, I don't know. What are they? They're Philly. DJ Moore might go for 90 because they're Philly. Thielen kind of struggled last week. He might do better. He might struggle again. Deontay, first time in the lineup this week for the Mafiosos. He's going to drop about 8 passes because of that. We'll see. We'll see. I might just bring it up. Not that it'll change many people. I might just go to 40. Just in case that, like you're saying, they covered by 0.48 or 0.8, I mean, in the past. They could do it again, Just give them a little extra breathing room. I see that it's only 2 people got the primetime Pubes covered. I don't like that ratio. I want to see more variance. That's the whole purpose of why I do this. I want people to lose, and people losing is me winning. Anyways, Ramblin' Rubber Duckies, Mighty Peacocks, close game. It's basically who wins on a 2:30 line. I'm gonna flip over to the shoot. Stupid Zoom thing's always getting in my way. I'm gonna flip over to the thing as soon as it gets out of my way. Whoever wants to start, just go into the matchup. Who you think you liking better? Duckies versus the Cocks.
I'm gonna say I don't know because both of these teams have been so underwhelming this season. It's honestly outrageous. Everyone expected Gueves to be a powerhouse. They were freaking out that he got Kyle Pitts and everything after he robbed Griffin just brutally. But it's he's 1-3. Like that's a horrible way to start your season. Just brutal. Not how you want to do.
Yikes.
And then the Ramblin' Rubber Duckies, they're 2-2. They were supposed to be a top 2-3 team in the league, so they claimed. But it's just very underwhelming stuff so far. And some of these matchups are difficult, so it's really.
For me, I'm going with the Peacocks for the sole reason of I'm not seeing enough Eric Ebron on the Ramblin' Rubber Duckies. If he had maybe 1 Eric Ebron or 2 Eric Ebron, I would slam him, but there's no Eric Ebrons, so we're not going to go with him. Devontae Adams, I absolutely hate, so he's probably going to go off just because he's got a really great quarterback, but also that goes to say for Aaron Jones. So it's just going to be a battle of, I think, whoever scores more points between Aaron Jones and Devontae Adams. So that's the pick. Kyle Pitts is a lock for 5 points, 3 catches, 6 attempts.
Yeah,
Right
he
at the-
kind of sucks. He kind of sucks.
He's bad.
Stinky.
Still take him over Jamar Chase.
Yeah, shut up, man. The Peacock's really disappointing to me this year. I picked them as my preseason champion.
Wow.
And yeah, I didn't want
Seems
to
like a bad choice.
I didn't want to be basic and pick the Turtles.
Well, only like one team picked them.
Oh,
It was me.
I think it was just Jack.
It was literally just me.
It was just Jack, and then the house had to pick them. So
Why would I pick the Rambling Rubber Duckies?
somebody picked the weenie. Well, Josh picked the weenie. Well, anyways, get back to what you were saying. Sorry.
I think I'm gonna take the Duckies here. Unfortunately, as much as I hate them, I think it comes down to Dak versus Josh Allen, and I think Dak's got a better matchup this week than Josh Allen does.
I disagree. I think Dak will throw a touchdown or two, and then they'll run the hell out of it. I think Zeke is going to feast again, like last week. I do agree with Peyton, though. I think this will be a matchup dependent game. But my two that I would choose is there's two. I think it's going to be between Kareem and Darrell Henderson and Godwin and Mike Evans. I think those are going to be the prime time battles. We'll see. I think the Peacocks have less explosive power, so the Duckies could go for like 140, but then they also average about only 110, whereas the Peacocks are consistently around 100. So I wouldn't be surprised if the Cocks pull this one out. I'm going for the Duckies though, because they're my in division rival, and I really just want them to be good because it's bad on my own brand if they suck, you know. Can't be in a division with asshats, you know. So I already got the Weenie Wolves with that spot. Their team's so bad. But anyways, whoa. Anyways, we got one for the Duckies, one for the Peacocks. Jack's still deciding. If worst case scenario, just wait for Andrew to put in his picks. He's always right for some reason. All right, going on to the Swine's cheese boards. This one is close to home for somebody here. Who are you taking, Peyton?
Obviously, I'm gonna take the Swines. Here's the thing. Last week it was Sunday early afternoon, late morning, I'll say, and I was looking at my matchup, and I just saw Sam Darnold sitting down there looking cute. And I started him, and it paid off. So now the constant struggle I know I'm gonna have every week for the rest is starting Aaron Rodgers or Sam Darnold. And I like Sam Darnold against the Eagles, but I almost feel like the Eagles are starting to find themselves a little bit. I liked what they did against the Chiefs offensively. Of course, the Chiefs still dropped a boatload of points on them. And then Aaron Rodgers is just such a scary start because they have Aaron Jones, who they'll run the ball a lot with. If the Panthers are giving it to Christian McCaffrey, most of the time they're throwing it, which is good. So that's my weekly hell, is trying to decide who to start. And then, of course, if Drew Lock plays, it's like, well, gotta give Drew Lock a run.
No, you don't.
What else do we have? It's a struggle with, my tight ends. Just, I thought Robert Tonyan was the second coming of God, and he has just been anything but that. Really tough start for him. Waiting to see those MVP numbers come up late season. We're looking forward to starting Kenneth Gainwell this week. First start for him. He's been killing it in the receiving role. So not a lot of carries, but last week he had some really good catches. So we're going to give him a start. Of course, A.J. Brown, questionable. Who knows with that guy? I mean, wow. Guy, he lifts so much weights, but tears one hamstring by running. I mean, come on, man. Just stretch. So we'll see that. Marquez Callaway is always a toss-up. It's just if Jameis Winston's going to throw a 50-50 ball to him, and if it gets intercepted or if he catches it. So that's that. It's just it's painful right now. Kadarius Toney's been looking pretty bright. Probably won't start him this week, but we'll get him out there. That was a lot of information. Throw it. I just went through my team.
Yeah, man.
That
That's
being
good.
said, I don't think I was a little scared because I saw they're going to try to get Robert Woods more touches, which makes me feel better because I hope it hurts Cooper Kupp and makes him play worse because that one stinks every day. But, I'm going to be confident in the Swans. I think we're a playoff team. I think we're going to make the playoffs and win the division this year.
Wow.
Not a doubt in my mind. Go Swines.
I can follow that one up. So if you look at like the past scores between both these teams, the Swines put up 80 points week 1. Ches put up 91.
Yep.
Next week it was 105. The Swines got over 100. That was a big deal for them. And then Ches did bad. He did 82. Then the week after that, 94, 90. And then this past week was really close. It was 102 to 101. So I think it's going to be another close matchup, of course.
Yeah.
Might be between 3 to 5 points, like the spread says. But I'm thinking Chester. Like they're really coming together. I think Najee's going to ball out because Ben Roethlisberger is going to die on the field or something. I love James Robinson. I absolutely love him. Big fan, especially with Urban Meyer accusations and fingers up butts and stuff. Like, I think James Robinson's going to get the ball a lot. And then I don't know who else he's
flexing. He's
excites
flexing Corey
me.
Davis, Juju, Marvin Jones as his starter.
Yeah, well, Juju's awful. That was his number 1 overall pick in a startup, correct?
Yeah, it's sad. Imagine.
Yeah.
Yeah, that stinks.
That's horrible.
How could you pick somebody that bad?
Who was your first pick?
I think I chose Melvin Gordon.
No way.
I think I went Melvin Gordon and Odell Beckham back to back.
Wow.
Melvin Gordon for a second round.
And then went on to score only 1,000 points in a whole season. In the highest scoring season we've ever had, I scored 1,000.
But hey, you won the championship next year, so.
Well, hell yeah, because I know how to swindle.
Oh, man. Yeah, I have nothing but respect for getting rid of OBJ and getting Pat Mahomes. That was a trade rape if I've ever seen one.
No,
Absolute trade rape.
we've yet to see. We're yet to see. Odell might come back and light the world on fire.
No, he wants some bitch to take a shit on his chest again. That's all he wants.
Hey, I've been on the other end. I gave up Stephon Diggs.
Oh.
I was like, whoa.
What exactly?
No. Not on taking shit on my chest of being trade raped. I gave Stephon Diggs when he was out for a couple of games for daggum Paris Campbell in a second. Yeah, so I feel you, bro. Anyways.
All right, Matt Dunn, I have a question for you. Speaking of trades, how about our trade, DJ Moore for Marquise Brown in the pick that got Justin Jefferson?
I mean,
how are we feeling about that now?
Honestly, looking retrospectively, sure, you have the better value end of it. I don't think that, like, in my own mind, I still like how I still like it because DJ Moore means more to me than, like, I just am a huge fan of his, so that's kind of why I valued him so highly. But
I still feel like it's fairly, like, fair.
No, I mean, Justin Jefferson's like my wide receiver too in like all of them. So I think the value is pretty skewed in your favor from my perspective. But in terms of enjoyment, I feel like I enjoy my team more watching DJ Moore.
Well, I'm happy for you.
Hey, Gilla, bro, why don't you give me Tommy Tremble? Anyways. We'll move on. Well, what do you think about the gate, or what do you think about this one, Gilla? You got the Swines here, or the cheese balls?
I'm going Swines. I probably know more about the Swines than any other team, just because my weekly bus rides with their owner just talked about the Swines the entire time. I love Derrick Henry though this week. He could go for
Oh,
40.
yeah.
That's what we said last week. Well, of course, he kind of did. So.
I think
He
he's
went for
gonna.
30 last week.
Someone said 5. Like, I remember Ryan saying Derrick Henry's going to go for 80, and I was like, yeah, it's going to happen. And then he went for 30, and I was disappointed.
Yeah, he was only like the RB2 on the week. Oh, I'm so sad.
I don't love the Marquez Callaway start.
I haven't, that's not set in stone.
What else do you
probably-
have?
I might start Tony over him, but
I would start Alexander Madison.
I'm waiting to hear about some Dalvin Cook news.
Yeah.
My office is,
He's playing.
we're on this.
I might even start. Did you say Tony Gilla? I might
yeah,
start
that's what I was
Tony.
saying.
I haven't
Yeah.
looked at that.
Boy.
Honestly, anybody but Callaway.
He's a volunteer, guys. Come on. I like to let him sit there and look pretty until it's game time.
He gets 2 targets. Like, you can't start a guy with 2 targets, you know? Anyways, is that all, Gilla? That's all you got?
Yeah, that's all I got.
Yeah,
I
that's
think
about
it's
about
I think
about the
Devontae
same.
Smith is finding himself every week. He finds
Yeah, he's really good.
identity, and I think he's going to continue to put up 10+ points, which is what I like.
He's really good. I like watching him. I think I have the Swines winning because of Derrick Henry alone. I think he'll carry their entire team.
Last week was the first time I could actually watch the Eagles play, so I could see how he and Kenneth Gainwell are like on the field. I was like, all right, now I can play him a little better. That's how I feel about Kadarius Toney. I haven't had a chance to watch him, so.
Devontae is solid. I think if he went to another team, he could have easily done like what some of these other rookies are doing. Anyways, Screaming Turtles Fantasy Foot Jollers. Do we need to get into this, or did we already kind of talk about it at the beginning? Do we want to look at the
I think
matchup?
we're good.
I think we're good.
I feel gross. Yeah.
Rods, bods, weenies. Let's take a look at that one quickly. I think most of us are in agreement on who we're taking here, even since we raised the spread. I think the bods are huge favorites. We got Jalen Hurts, garbage time maniac, Myles Gaskin. I don't even think he's good. Melvin Gordon might have his job stolen this week by Javonte. Who knows? Amari Cooper might not play. Emmanuel Sanders gets a lot of targets. Anyways, we'll look at their flex. Look at his flexes. John Ross and Kelvin. Who's K Bourne? Kelvin
Kendrick
Bourne?
Bourne, man.
Kendrick Bourne.
He's a stud.
I mean, look at the flex
Going up
comparison.
against Mike Williams.
Pretty good tight end there, Hunter Henry, former Swine.
Oh my goodness. Anyways, what do you guys think? I think the bods might go for a 140 this week.
I think the bods could take out 4 or 5 of their players and it'd be a close matchup.
But I mean, could we have said that last week? And the Pillows were right there. Step for step.
You're right.
Pill is much better team than the.
The Pillars won. Let's take a look at that. Let's see what went wrong with the bods last week.
I think
I started a fullback too. It's just
Swift, not a lot of usage. Brandon Cooks has the new quarterback. He might not be getting his same amount of points every week. D Hopkins is basically hurt every week. This was just the Chargers game plan, went through Austin Eckler. So call it what you will. Do the bods repeat, or do you think they bounce back? Let's start with that, Peyton. You think they repeat their suckiness, or you think they bounce back?
you know what? Right now, my gut feeling, I think the Weenie Paninis are gonna, or the Weenie, are they the Wolves? Weenie Wolves?
I think they're the Wolves, but they don't change their name.
Yeah, who knows? Honestly, the Weenie.
The Weenies.
Yeah, the Weenies are. I think the Weenies are gonna pull it out. I think Jalen Hurts might actually go off this week.
I would hate that.
I like it. Well, actually, no. Well, no, I stick to my guns.
I really would not
Pick up
like
your mind.
Jalen Hurts to go off.
Yeah,
please.
that's what I thought.
Can you take that back? I would not like for that.
My guns to say Jalen Hurts will have an average game.
What can you say that Myles Gaskin will go
Myles
off?
Gaskin's gonna have an MVP once in a lifetime performance.
Okay.
The weenies over the bods.
All right. Peyton's got the weenies. Jack, who you got?
wait. Is that the cover?
Bods.
Sorry, I didn't hear what just said.
No.
What just happened?
I think the Paninis are gonna win the football game.
Like straight up. Okay.
They're gonna win?
Yeah.
Oh my god. Okay, Jack, with that being said, what do you think?
I'm gonna have to strongly disagree here.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say that the Bods are gonna wipe the floor with the weenies. Because I'm a weenie advocate, but man, this is just
45 and a
Yeah.
half. That's a big spread.
45 and a half.
This would be the highest ever had you not set the record again this week.
Do I just keep resetting it?
Yeah, I think so. You and Rod are always setting that sucker.
I know. Whoever like created like the schedule for this season did
It
a
was
fantastic job.
It was
They
Reed.
did such a great job of
Was it
allowing
Reed?
me to play
Yeah.
all these difficult teams in the
Okay.
beginning of the season.
So it's 45
Yeah.
and a half on 210. So that's the implication that the Bods are going to go for like 130 and the weenies like 80, or 120 to 70, So it's like, at what point do you feel comfortable that the Bods are going to score? Like, do you think they go for 130? Because if so, then the weenies have to go less than 80,
Yeah. I think the Bods get at least what they're projected 121 at the bare minimum. And you have to hit the over on this. Like
Do you?
If you do, I feel like you do because he's projected 73 points, the weenies, and then the Bods. That's a 48-point differential right there. That's not even 45.
Yeah.
But man, I honestly, you could bump this spread up, and I would still hit the over.
Yeah. Well, the spread doesn't really change the over under. But I see where you're coming from. I just, Gilla, what do you think? I'll let you talk. See if you change anything of my thinking.
I think it's a good spread. I think the Bods win this easily by 45 points.
So it's not a good spread then.
No, but I wouldn't. I probably wouldn't make it more than 45 points.
Okay, that makes sense.
The Bods team's too good to have two bad weeks, and the Wolves are starting Myles Gaskin, who's going against the Bucks, and
yeah, he averages like 6 points anyways against good teams. So
I think the Pats had -1 rushing yard total last week. So
sweet. So you're taking the Bods on the, what are you thinking? Under? Over?
I put the under. I might switch it though. Not totally decided on that.
Yeah.
Hey, can we look at your huddle real quick?
Well, no, that's not my huddle. That's for my job. All right. Caterpillar
I was
Gillas.
wondering what that was.
Caterpillar Gillas ferocious frogs 28.5 190. Right now it's pretty split. That's good. I like that. On over under, mostly taking the over. So I guess just walk me through this matchup. What makes you think who's covering? What makes you think it'll hit the over? Because I think all of you did the over just from my brief glance. We'll start with Gilla. Go with you because you're the one in it.
I think it's a good spread. I would put it at 28.5. I think that's a good number. I think that tonight's game is going to be huge on deciding this, where Stafford's going to have to put up a lot of points and Cup's not going to have to put up a lot of points.
You're right. This is a big matchup tonight.
So I think that's pretty big. Oh, I guess DK's playing too.
Yeah, he's also in the game. And I have a guy that does like spread, like he does betting for a living, who's telling me that like if there was any night DK Metcalf went crazy and like people were like wide receiver 1, it would be this night.
Wearing the neon green unis, that's also something you want to factor. Those things.
Well, that's what he was saying. That's what he was saying is like he's never posted less than 150 receiving yards in the conditions that are happening tonight.
Last 3 weeks, there's really no science behind it.
Great. Also, it's gonna depend on if Elijah Mitchell plays. I don't really have anybody to play instead of him.
I'll trade you Patterson if you want.
Sure.
What do you want
Just hit
from
me up.
Patterson?
Picks.
A second?
We'll talk. If it's a Pillas second, I'll think about it.
Yeah, no, my
It's like a
second will.
mafioso.
Yeah, I don't.
Hey,
all I
my-
got are my seconds. I
second-
get it.
My pick is like number 6 right now. So
Right
Yeah.
now.
That's a question. Do you want to lose? Like, what are you thinking here? Like, do you like to win, or would you rather lose?
You're just gonna be in the middle, man.
I mean, I don't know. I'm tired of losing.
Yeah, okay, I like it.
But like I'm not at the point where I'm gonna make a ton of trades and trade my picks away because I don't know.
Louisiana Lafayette.
When I'm having to start Elijah Mitchell, that's kind of a sign. Like
Yeah.
I need JK back.
Cordell.
Oh yeah, I forgot about Dobbins. I was wondering. I was like, wasn't there a stud on your team that makes sense?
Yeah,
JK's
Terrence
out.
Marshall.
Terrace Marshall. They need to throw him the ball more. Anyways, Peyton, you got something on this matchup?
As much as I would like the Pillars to win, it makes an easier week when he's in a better mood. I don't have to be all grouchy. But it just depends if Saquon is good again. I don't think he's going to be good again.
Keep in mind, it's not winning. It's 28.5. Do you think he'll lose by less than 28.5?
Or win.
Yeah, I think he'll lose by less than 20.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll go with that. I don't know. I think he should start Joe Burrow. I had a dream last night. I mentioned it in the chat where all of the Bengals players went off except for T. Higgins. And so I think it's foreshadow. I think Joe Burrow is going to do really good this week. I think he's good for 30 points, but we'll see if that's true.
I don't know if there's much of a difference. It seems like a coin flip.
Yeah, that's how I feel with my quarterbacks.
Yeah, Aaron Rodgers, Sam. I don't think you can go wrong, honestly, Pillow. So just go with your gut. Go with the Swine's prophecy. They've been known to have accurate prophecies.
Just get another RB2 in there.
Yeah.
It's not a good situation.
Honestly,
Ken Drake, man. I'll give you Ken Drake for,
big news that I don't know if this affects this matchup at all. It does actually, is George Kittle. Jimmy Garoppolo might not play this week. We might see Trey Lance start this week. That would be sick. Anyways, Jack, what do you think?
I switched mine. I think the Pillas win this.
Win?
Yeah.
Those are also kind of the frogs tonight.
I think the Frogs are overrated as shit.
The Frogs do seem a little overrated.
I think their whole team is Kyler Murray.
They have to start Sammy Watkins. That's how you know you're a pretender and not a contender, is if you start Sammy Watkins.
Yeah. I mean, Eckler had a great week last week. Kyler's just been playing unbelievable. Fournette, you can stick anyone back there and they'll do good. DK's DK. Cup's been balling, but Van Jefferson's coming for his life.
Is.
Kittle, man, I don't know, dude. I don't know what's happening to him. If I'm the Swines, like I'd be happy I got rid of him, but like
it's sad that's my. It's like Cooper Kupp was supposed to be like, all right, I'm ditching Cooper Kupp now. Instead, I ditched Kittle and
it flipped on you.
I remember like 2 years or last year, maybe, I don't know, a year and a half ago, you were like Cooper Kupp's better fantasy option than like DJ Moore, and everybody's like, ha ha ha, what a dummy. He doesn't know what he's talking about. And now he's the effing wide receiver 1.
that was a hard trade. Oh man, I should have traded I wish I still had Allen Robinson, but Allen Robinson also not doing too great.
Yeah, he's not looking good. Darnell Moody's taking those spots. Yeah.
Dude, Justin Fields, QB1.
Dude, I can't wait. Anyways,
to the
good.
moon.
You have the Pillas winning this, not covering. You have them winning. All right.
Yeah.
I actually wouldn't be surprised if that happened.
No, honestly,
All he needs is his garbage players to do one big play, catch a touchdown. Hooper, Quintez, Cephas.
Chenault doesn't have to deal with what's his name, DJ Chark anymore either.
Chenault might go crazy.
I've been really struggling on who to start
Okay.
You need
between.
a tight end.
Well, no shit. I meant
That's awful.
I got like Tim Patrick on the bench or Crowder. I feel like these flex guys are just super hit or miss.
Fellas, I'll give
Not
you
wrong.
Ooh,
Patterson
Crowder went
and
crazy last
Schultz
week.
for your first round pick.
Dude, I'd go Crowder, man. I think he played well last week. I think I'll go Crowder here if I was you.
Yeah, I was
7
thinking about
receptions.
putting him in.
He's getting a lot of targets, and I think targets are king.
Yeah. Quintez has played well every game except for the one game I started him.
Well, then start him again. Maybe he'll play good again.
Well,
Anyways, what was the trade you just offered? I want to get in on a trade.
To Patterson and Schultz for his first overall pick.
Patterson and Schultz for a first.
Yeah, dude.
That makes me think. Anyways, that's about it. We'll run back through it. 40 and a half, 5, 3, 55, 45. Holy hell, these are some big spreads. If this was any week that we saw one of the big time players not cover as a favorite, this would be the one. So go get your stuff in. I'll send it in the chat if you're not watching. I don't think anybody's watching like usual, but maybe they'll watch it back. Who knows? Thanks again for Spicy Boy Thursday listening in. Big game tonight. Thank you all three for joining me alone, not Ryan, because he couldn't be here, unfortunately. Thanks for the boys in the back being here. We'll see everybody next week. Spicy Boy Thursday. Keep it spicy.
Madison, go make me a sandwich.
Oh, gosh. All right. Well, see you later, boys.